Welcome back to DarkNight Whispers. Tonight, we travel to the Scottish Highlands, where a freshwater loch sits so still that locals swear it's not water at all, but a single midnight blue eye. On calm evenings, you might spot a lone lantern bobbing halfway across, too far for any waiting fisherman, too close to deep water for a boat. They say the light belongs to the Wraith-Keeper, a ferryman who never reaches shore and never sinks. If you stand on the ruined jetty and call for a ride, he'll come and you won't come back. Before we begin, tap like, subscribe to DarkNight Whispers, and tell me in the comments, would you signal a stranger's lantern across a bottomless lake? Riley Keane had no business hiking Glencale after sunset, but that's how photographic assignments work. The best light, the worst timing. Her editor wanted earnest ecotourism meets haunted folklore, which is code for hike 10 miles, camp by a ruined castle, come back with pictures the daylight tourists never see. Gorse scratched her calves as she followed a sheep path down to Loch Wraith. From shoreline to mountain shadow, the water lay perfectly smooth. No wind, no bird ripples. Even the midges seemed to hover, uncertain. She pitched her one-person tent on the only clearing, a sagging stone jetty at least 2 centuries dead. Beyond it, black depths waited. Riley unpacked her tripod, set a long exposure, and muttered a note into her phone. Lock surface, mirror. No wavelets, feels. Pressurized. At 11:07 p.m., a light winked into being on the water, small, amber, swinging as if carried. Riley adjusted ISO. No silhouette, just the lantern. Zoom lens brought it closer. An iron frame, candle flame steady despite no boat hull visible beneath. Long exposure blurred nothing. The light remained pin-sharp while everything else soft impossible physics. Riley swallowed awe and fear in equal measure. She pressed video record, phone perch for audio. Off camera, loch water began a faint tick. Tick, tick, like raindrops inside a cave. Legend said if you wanted the Wraith-Keeper's attention, you must knock 3 times on the jetty's rotted piling. Riley, sleep-deprived and half-believing her own staged bravery, did exactly that. Knock, knock. The ticking ceased. The lantern's light widened, brightened, and drifted toward shore effortless, gliding an inch above the surface. Riley's heart pounded camera fast. Through her viewfinder, a shape coalesced behind the flame. A tall figure in oilskin, face shadowed by hood. Where legs should be, there was only mist. She backed up, board cracked, camera almost toppled. When she righted it, the lantern figure hovered 10 feet away. No ripples below, voice smooth as locked glass. Passenger? Riley's mouth dried. No, just photographs. Then take them quickly, the Wraith-Keeper said. Night here is short on the shore, but forever on the water. She snapped bursts. The figure never fully resolved. Every shutter click showed a different silhouette, like frames from distant centuries. A Jacobite soldier, a drowned Victorian bride, a modern fly fisherman tangled in net. The lantern constant, anchored to each. Wind rose suddenly, first breeze all night. With it, a smell of wet stone and burnt tallow. Water sloshed the first ripples. Riley realized waves were rolling inward, toward the figure, as if the loch sucked itself to its center. The Wraith-Keeper extended the lantern across empty air. 1 seat left. I'm not crossing, Riley whispered. The lantern dimmed. Then the loch will take balance. He nodded past her shoulder. Riley spun. Her tent, gear, and pack slid inch by inch toward the water, as if caught by undertow on land. She lunged, grabbed tripod slippery, cold, pulling like magnet to lake. In 3 seconds, the entire camp would vanish. Stop. She yelled to the figure. All right, I'll go. Instantly, the suction ceased. Tent stilled. Grass lay flat again. The ferryman beckoned. A narrow beam of moonlight struck water, forming a glimmering path. Riley stepped onto it, expecting plunge. Instead, her boot met firmness colder than ice, but unbreakable. She followed the path, camera still in hand. Behind her, lantern closed distance until flame floated inches from her chest. The Wraith-Keeper became a whisper in her ear. Eyes forward. Halfway across, moon dipped behind cloud. Path faded, yet her feet found purchase. She turned against command. No shore, no mountains. Only black horizon. The Wraith-Keeper now towered ahead. Lantern lowered, revealing hood void stars flickered inside as though his head housed the night sky. Voice carried from everywhere. Your mirror must be full to return. What fills you? She fumbled. Photographs, stories, I collect them. Then look and remember. Water ahead brightened, unveiling cinematic tableau beneath the surface. Her childhood bedroom, grandmother's funeral, first gallery opening, last fight with the editor. All memories stored like artifacts under glass. The ferryman tipped lantern. Candles flame licked water, igniting each memory. Rooms went up like paper sets, ashes curling toward her eyes. Riley screamed, tried to smother flames, but hands plunged through illusions and soaked only wet cold. When fires burned out, darkness remained, except one window of light far below, framing an image she hadn't taken. A photo of herself, kneeling on jetty, handing camera to unseen shape. Timestamp, 10 minutes into the future. Choose, the keeper said. Trade memory for passage forward, or carry memory and drift forever. Camera strap dug her neck. She thought of unfinished journeys, headlines unfiled, life chapters unwritten. She set camera down on water that floated like lily pad. I'll trade. Lantern flame burst white, dazzling. She closed eyes. When sight returned, Riley knelt on the jetty. Tent in gear untouched, camera gone. Raw sunrise poured gold across Loch, now rippling like normal lake. Phone displayed 6:02, a battery blinking 1%. Photo gallery empty except a new single image. Lantern receding into mist, ferrying a silhouette holding a DSLR. Police ranger later told her no local recorded a lock called Wraith Map, called it Lock and Fail. Jetty blocked off for safety since 1954. No lanterns reported. But Riley knows her camera holds every memory she traded, afloat beneath that hush black water in the ferryman's keeping. She writes stories without photographs now, memory lighter. But when she lifts a glass to her eye to frame a scene, she sometimes sees lantern light behind it, asking if she's ready for the next crossing. Would you give up a camera full of your memories to escape a ferry that never reaches shore? Let me know in the comments. If this trip to Loch Wraith chilled you, hit like, subscribe to DarkNight Whispers, and share with someone who still reels in stories from dark water. Until next time. If a lantern beckons across a silent lake, count what you're willing to lose before you step onto its light.